Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, welcome to lesson 18 of module 4 of Learn Tajweed for Allah. So we continue dealing with perfecting the letters, Babu Sifatil Huruf, the chapters on characteristics of letters. In the last class, we continued discussing the second group of letters with opposites, the Arabic letters relative to the flow of the sound, الشديدة والرخوة والمتوسطة. In today's class, we will discuss an important benefit of the attributes الشدة والرخاوة والتوسط, and it is the timing of the sound of letters during pronunciation. So, our subject is قياس أزمنة الحروف الصحيحة, measuring the correct timings of letters. قياس أزمنة الحروف الصحيحة, measuring the correct timings of letters. Letters are divided into two categories: vowel letters, in which the timing in pronunciation are equal in length, like in the example kutiba, all of them has the same length, inshallah, in the timing. The other category, the length of the timing of the sukun letters. This matches the running of its sound, like the example yastabshirun. We're going to explain this inshallah, but we are going to first deal with the vowel letters. 28 letters take vowels. Alif is not included, since it never takes a vowel and is always sakina. Regardless what vowel is used, kutiba, kasra, dhamma, kasra, fatha. The kaf has a dhamma, the ta has a kasra, the ba has a fatha. The pronunciation of the vowels are equal in timings between all letters, no matter whether the letter has a characteristic of shidda, strength, tawassut, that's in between, that is mutawassita, or ar-rakhawa, which is softness. So no timing of the sound of a vowel letter is longer than the timing of a sound of another vowel letter. That is, the timing of the sound of all vowel letters are equal. An example can be drawn from kutiba. Each letter has a different vowel. So the time for the kaf, dhamma ku, is the same as the time for the ta, kasra ti, and the same time for the ba, fatha ba, kutiba. They are all equal in their timings in relation to the pronunciation. No time for any haraka is longer than the other. As long as the letter is vowel, it has a haraka. The timing on each letter, regardless of what attributes it possesses, is the same. So we continue with قياس أزمنة الحروف الصحيحة, that is, measuring the correct timings of letters. We already dealt with the timing of the vowel letters, and we said that they are equal in length. We go to the length of the timing of sukun letters. Okay? Now, the length of the timing of sukun letters matches the running of the sound, as in the example yastabshirun. We're going to explain that and explain what this means, inshallah. As for the letters that are sakina, the length of the timing of sukun letters matches the running of its sound, because we had discussed this before, that the sound has different lengths for different types of letters based on shidda and tawassut and rakhawa. Thus, the pronunciation of the letters for shidda takes the shortest time, whilst for the tawassut letters, that is the mutawassita letters, the in-between letters, the timing also is in between. And for the rakhawa letters or the rikhwa letters, they have the longest times. The exception to this rule is if these letters have mad, or the mim or the noon have shadda, or the mim or the noon are in a state of idgham. The rulings in relation to the timing for these will be discussed later, inshallah. An example that we gave above is the word yastabshirun. Each sakin letter has a different length when it is pronounced. Yes, tab. Notice the scene has one length, tab, yes, that is seen, tab. You notice the length is different. Shirun. Now we said Roon here is a mad letter. We said we are going to deal with that later. But we did that to get a sound on a noon. Roon. You hear a little different, you hear a little excess in the noon with sukoon. Okay? So each sakin letter has a different length when it is pronounced based on its characteristic. For example, in the first category, tab, in which I put ab, is a letter of shiddah. I did that because just because I can't pronounce the sukoon letter by itself. It has the shortest time, ab. The an in yastabshirun is from tawassut, the letters in between, so it has a longer time. Listen, an, but it can be longer than that. You can say an, while the as, yes, has the longest time because it is from the rakhawa letters. You say as, so it has the longest time. So from this we can understand that these three different categories of letters have difference in their timing as if they carry a sukoon. So pay attention to this and try to practice it. On the other side, if these letters are voweled, then the length of the timings of each vowel letters, regardless if it is shiddah, it is strong letter, or is an in-between letter, or is a soft letter, when it carries a haraka, when it carries a vowel, the timings are the same, like in kutiba.
أخطاء زمنية تقع عند أداء الحروف المتحركة. Timings mistakes that occurs while pronouncing voweled letters. Lengthening the timing of a vowel letter above the timings of the voweled letters next to it is a mistake in recitation. The scholars have called it at-tamtit, which means to expand or expanding, or al-idkhal, which means entering. So they expand the letter above its timing, or they enter an extra time on it. Examples of this are shown here, inshallah, with an alif. Allah's statement, فَمَن يَعْمَلْ, is incorrectly pronounced as فَمَن يَعْمَلْ. They add an alif to the noon. So they say فَمَن يَعْمَلْ instead of فَمَن يَعْمَلْ. In the other example with the waw, the addition of the waw, the adding or the expanding with the waw, the statement of Allah, kuntum, they say incorrectly pronounce it as kuntum. They add a waw to it, right? Instead of saying kuntum, they say incorrectly kuntum. For the ya, the adding of the ya, for the statement of Allah, innal ladheen, incorrectly they pronounce it as innal ladheen, innal ladheen, instead of innal ladheen. So pay attention, this is serious mistake.
So we continue with timings mistakes that occurs while pronouncing vowel letters. Secondly, lessening the timing of a vowel letter below the timings of the vowel letters next to it is also a mistake in recitation. We talked about lengthening in the previous slide. In this slide we are dealing with lessening the timing. The scholars have called this al-ikhtilas, which means stealing. Examples of this are shown below. In the statement of Allah, ya'murukum, there are three dhammas together. We have to make sure that we give them each their timing. Ya'murukum, and not ya'murukum, where we shorten the dhamma on the ra. This is incorrect. Each dhamma has to be given its correct timing. In the other example, khalaqakum, khalaqakum, here we have four letters that are mutaharrika. They have vowels. So each one of them has to have their correct timing, right? So we should read it khalaqakum, not خَلَقَكُمْ, and go fast on the qaf, right? Because the kha would have its correct timing, and you start moving fast in the other two. This is not correct because you're lessening the timing on the vowel letter. In the third example, يَعِدُكُمْ, you should not يَعِدُكُمْ, right? And cut out the ain sound. يَعِدُكُمْ and not يَعِدُكُمْ. So pay attention, inshallah. We return back to measuring the correct timings of letters. The different colors on the right indicate the timings of the different categories of letters. So for the timing of the rikhwa letter, the soft letters, we have it in red. The timings for the moderate letters, we have it in blue. And the timings for the strong letter, we have it in green, the shidda letters. So listen to the examples of rikhwa soft letters.
Ash, af, ah, al, az.
Now listen to the examples of the moderate letters, the tawassut letters.
Am, an, a, al, ar.
Now listen to the examples finally of the strong letters.
Aqa, ya, ab, ak, at, ad.
So at this time, inshallah, after having gone over all of that, I think we would have covered in a very detailed way the difference in timings of letters with sukoon, inshallah. And we recognize that there are three different timings for three different categories of letters with sukoon. The shidda has the shortest timing, the tawassut has the medium timing, and the rikhwa letters have the longest timing. As for the mutaharrika letters, the letters with haraka, with fatha, kasra, and dhamma, they have an equal timing. All of them have the same timing. There is no lengthening or shortening for them. So alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to complete lesson 18 of module 4. And we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to observe all of these different years that we are learning, and to give us the patience to continue with it until we know it well. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.